Welcome to Term 3. This is a short presentation and we're going to cover the following things. So the timelines that you have to look at, a couple of opportunities, and the uni course updates for JCU and UQ. And we're only covering these two unis for the reason that most of the students who go on to university from this school do so at either of those two unis. So just looking quickly at timelines, you'll be doing some independent research into what you want to do after school, and more on that in a minute. The QTAC application evening is on Monday, July the 31st. You need to put your QTAC application in and pay for it by September 30th. So that means a decision on the 6 courses you might like to study at uni. And I'm going to put on a resume and cover letter session, and that's really useful for everybody because contrary to what many people think, universities do not teach you these skills, and yet university graduates absolutely need them. How do you do your research? I've put on 2 new videos basically in response to needs that I've identified in our students. The first one is to uni or not to uni. And a lot of research has come out around university employment rates versus vet employment rates. Doesn't look that good for universities, to be honest. So if you're not sure, if you don't have a burning desire to go to uni, please check that one out. Help Us Term 3 and I Have No Clue. It's really for those students who have hoped that an epiphany will hit them about what they'd like to do, and it hasn't happened yet. So there's some decision-making tools in those videos. CareerCast.com is a US website, and it does some research every year into the top 200 jobs. While it's a US website, it's still really relevant to our Australian employment market. So have a look at it. Top jobs, no surprise, STEM, healthcare, math skills. Bottom jobs too, those in those industries that are really being affected by changes in communication or technology. I just put DJ in there for a bit of a joke. Walk into a job after graduating. I heard those words the other day and I thought that I'd pass them on to you. And that was from a lady from the Australian Institute of Quantity Surveyors. Here's an important note. She said those words, I didn't. So please don't sue me if you decide to become a quantity surveyor and you don't get a job straight after uni. If you're interested in kind of figuring out what you'd like to do based on what's out there, which is really relevant for a lot of people, you can have a look at this, the Skills Shortages webpage from the government. There's also something I've put in the notices, but I wanted to pass it by you again, and that is IT internships with the public service, which are secure, reasonably well paid, all of that sort of stuff. There are entry points both after school and after graduating from uni. Bonus ranks are something we'll talk more about at the QTAC information evening, but basically 2 bonus ranks equals 1 OP point. So if you're a student with an OP2 and you wanted to get into a course that had an OP1 attached to it, you would be most likely to get in with the bonus ranks being applied to you. Bonus ranks have always applied at UQ to students wanting to enter medicine from Cairns, but now UQ has moved them across all of the health sciences. More information on that at the QTAC Info Night. Back to JCU. A few things JCU have changed. Bachelor of Environmental Practice, Advanced Science, bit of a flagship course for them, Work Integrated Learning in the Bachelor of Laws. And what that means is they'll embed some an internship or work experience in that Bachelor of Laws so that you get to know employers and they get to know you. The Internet of Things is a flagship course from the engineering faculty, and it's the only one in Australia. All unis, Bachelor of Education, there are a few changes. If you wanted to do primary teaching, you'd need to have science as a prereq, so 4 semesters of that. You've got to write 2 kind of candidate statements on why you're a suitable candidate, and you have to take a literacy and numeracy test sometime during your 4 years of study. On to Queensland Uni now. From last year, all universities started making early offers through QTAC. And what that meant was, instead of almost everybody waiting till the 15th of January to get an offer, a good month after their OPs have come out, between the 15th of December when the OPs came out and Christmas, a lot of unis, including University of Queensland, started making offers. UQ this year are going to put a schedule of when they're going to make offers for which courses up on QTAC, so you'll have to keep an eye on that. UQ have also been pouring money into their employability centre. What's employability? Well, it's a thing that the Business Council of Australia and Australian employers have been criticising universities for not putting into their courses or into their student. Basically, employers have been saying that the graduates that universities churn out, they are not work ready. They have a lot of theoretical knowledge and not nearly enough practical stuff. So UQ has tried to remedy that by putting money into this employability centre, and it's a good one. They've got improved cutoff, and the reason that I've put these quotation marks around improved is because from their point of view they're improved, but from your point of view they're not. In fact, these courses are harder to get into. So Bachelor of Maths, Advanced Science, Advanced Finance and Economics, this one started last year, this one's starting in next year, and see these as one-ish and no OP prediction. These advanced courses, they squeeze a whole lot of learning, like 5.5 years for this one and this one, into 4 years. So if you want to challenge, those advanced courses would be for you. More changes or different stuff. I'll just move the screen down a bit. So a few changes here. I wanted to point out to you that these honours courses have a research component built into them. It seems to be increasingly popular at UQ. I'm not really sure why, but my guess is it's an employability thing, because it shows to an employer that you can go off and do a project independently. So that shows you as being quite a lot more employable and not needing that much direction. Down this side are a lot of new courses or change courses for students who are interested in humanities type subjects. A few bits of general advice. The professional development that I've had lately says that the world of work is changing in the future, and it will continue to change, and industries will be born and some will die. And if you have that really broad range of skills, you'll be able to weather those storms in the employment market much better than people with a really narrow, precise range of skills. Specifically about choosing a course, every university in Australia pretty much offers a Bachelor of Engineering. How do you decide which one's the best for you? You look at employability outcomes and student satisfaction on Quilt. A bit more about that on the QTAC information evening. Third one from me, from my experience with last year's students, don't put off making a decision. Make a preliminary decision in term 3, because there are heaps and heaps of opportunities to change that decision, but you'll feel so much better after you've made some kind of a decision. And number 4, feel free to think about a gap year, because that can be a really liberating year for some people, and for most of you, you'll work in that time, so you'll get some great employment skills in there. Good luck in term 3.